How easy is it to rent a home in Costa Rica? Well, it's just about as easy as anywhere else. Of course, you can use search engines and things like that, but typically you're going to pay some extra fees, you're going to deal with a property management company, and it's going to be more expensive. The way to find a place to rent anywhere in the world is to talk with some locals and find somebody whose uncle has an extra property that is vacant that wants it filled. That's exactly how I came across this one. It's a pretty big house. They called it a cabana. But let me just say, I've stayed in plenty of cabanas, or cabin, and this is not one of them. This is a nice house. It's got a relatively small yard, but that's pretty typical here. That having been said, it cost me $10 a day to live here. It's $300 a month. For a little bit extra, I can bundle in the water and the electricity, or I can just pay it myself. It'd be a little cheaper if I did that, but then I have to go into these certain places in town and pay it. So I told the guy that I rented it from, you know what, just handle it. So water, electricity is included. And it's sometimes difficult to find a place to rent, especially when you have dogs. I mean, it's the same thing here. People are irresponsible with their pets. And some people just don't want to rent to you if you have dogs. So that was a little bit of a challenge. However, found one quickly within probably about a week of starting to look for one. And all that having been said, I have nothing still inside of it. I have to get some, I think things for the kitchen will be next. But I got to have somewhere to cook, somewhere to reheat food, a fridge so I can store it. All things considered, I'm happy here. I'm comfortable here for now. Long term, probably won't stay here. Not to say that it's a bad place, but you know, it's really, really rural here. And I think later on, when I'm kind of trying to make my way a little bit better, I'll probably need to go into some areas which are a little bit busier. But for now, perfecting my Spanish, hanging out here, have a few friends in town, good food. So for now, just relaxing. Maybe January, do something different, but it's pretty good for now. $200 a month. It's a big house. Happy. Gracias a Dios. The United States is a country of excess. For better or for worse. I spent a lot of time there, and I think it's for the worse. What happens is we feel so empty, and so we go out and we buy something that makes us feel better, or makes us look better to our neighbors, or something to that effect, and then we spend the rest of our lives lashed to the slave stick, trying to pay for all of it. We have no free time. We have no time for our families. And I think it's horrible and deplorable and ignorable. But when you live inside of a society that the only thing that it values is profit. But don't get me wrong, profit is great, and I have been a businessman for a very long time. I love to take $1 and make it into 3. It's like magic. It's not the only important thing in the world. And you probably don't need 99% of the things that you have to survive. Yes, you prefer them. Yes, they're convenient or whatever, or what have you. But imagine, say, that you had no clothes whatsoever and you were stuck in a jungle. You'd find food, water, and shelter. Or perish. And these are the things that we need to survive. Food, water, and shelter. Every single other thing in this entire world is a luxury. as far as food goes, you only need enough food for this moment, or this day. You can't eat an entire cow in one sitting. You can't live in 5 houses at once. We place so much importance on future events. We never hang out here in the present moment. And then our entire lives are gone in an instant. We wonder what happened. We wonder why we're so depressed. Why we turn to things like drinking or mind-numbing activities just so we can forget about ourselves for a minute. It's not the culture for me. I can't live like that anymore. Just another ordinary day. Guy driving his horse. Is there fried chicken here? Hell no, there isn't any fried chicken. Don't come get any. There's more for me. Damn, that's good. Alright, so here I am in a jungle. May as well be a million miles away from the only home I've ever known. Everything I built, everything I worked so hard to make or to possess or create. To be honest with you, Christmas was rough. I slept. I find a lot. And it wasn't for no reason. I could feel myself getting ready to... I don't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to stick around and find out. So yes, I'm at peace. Things are better. Things are working out. But at the same time, everything is new. I wouldn't say I'm homesick. But it'll take a little time. And I don't know if I'm going to settle here in this area or not. But for now, just making connections, meeting people, learning every day, all day long. Yeah. Happy New Year. New beginnings. Oh yeah, I found a tarantula in my house. Yes, you heard that right. A tarantula. At least that's what I think it was. It was definitely una araña y a lot of hair on it. And it was about 4 or 5 inches across. But I'm in the freaking jungle. What do you expect? So I just got home, getting ready to crawl into bed. Whoa, what the fuck is that? I suppose I have a cat now. It follows me around everywhere. It came with the house. And when I moved in, it wouldn't stop meowing at the door. So I made a grave mistake and gave it food. And now it won't go away. Hueputa, ¿qué quieres? Everywhere I go, the cat goes too. This morning, it had somehow or another climbed up these big bay windows to enter they call them ventanas, the vents at the top that open for airflow. The cat had climbed all the way up, had stuck its head into the vent, and was looking at me while I was sleeping. Y ahora el gatito es molestarme todo el tiempo, siempre, en el día, en la noche. Pues puta madre, gatito. No matter where you go in the world, kids will always paint penises, swastikas, and anarchy symbols. No matter where you go. You know, I could see why foreigners would find the level of security here a little off-putting. Because at first glance, it's like, wow, why is everything so heavily protected? To enter any property, any building, you will need to know how to unlock, at bare minimum, at least 3 locks. There is, if you try to go any other way, there will be bars on the windows. There will be barbed wire and razor wire. Can't get into anything here. Not because it's a bad part of town, that's just how it is. That's just what they do. Everything is burglar proof. It's just how it is. I think it's quite nice, actually. And my first impression of this country was, wow. And there's a lot going on that I couldn't take all of it in all at once. I was like, man, there's just so many people. And then it occurred to me, they just live here. They're just ordinary people. Here's something interesting. What Americans refer to as America, it's not America. I mean, when you talk about the U.S. here, they say simply Los Estados Unidos, the United States. I've never heard anybody say Los Estados Unidos de America. You know? For the record, Mexico, or Mexico, is not the full name of Mexico. It's Los Estados Unidos de Mexico. There are many states in Mexico, and it's freaking huge. I went from the top to the bottom. I probably only saw 1% of it, if that. Mexico is a really, really big place. But America is a freaking continent. It's actually 2 of them. There's North and South. But if you look around at these people and you start, oh, I'm an American, they'll be like, yeah, us too. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. Now that is a freaking grasshopper. So at this point, I have spent, give or take, about a month in this country total, over 2 occasions. First I just came down here to check it out, and then I moved down here. But what am I thinking? What is my general sentiment of this place? If anything, I've only fallen more in love with it. I love it. It is a freaking tropical paradise. It rains almost every day, at least during this time of year. But man, it's awesome. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Everywhere you look, it's like, wow. It's like something out of a postcard. It's incredible, really. I'm really enjoying it. Hope everybody's doing all right. If you like this sort of content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment. I'm sure I made all kinds of mistakes, as I always do. Make sure you correct me rudely, and it boosts the algorithm. So everybody have a good day. Well, that's what I get for being a jerk. Karma in action. Tried to bump this guy off of my windshield. He wasn't bothering anybody, and I cracked it. Look at that. What a genius. What a smart guy I am. This is one thing that I have learned, and that is that it's always something, and there will never not be something that happens. And at this point in my life, I mean, what do? You just laugh about it. I still have my life. I still have health, I think. At least I feel okay. I'll eat at some point today. I'll have something to drink. And if I need to duck out of the rain, I can. The hell with the rest of it. It's all doomed to disintegrate anyway. So, life's alright, man. Life's alright. Don't take it too serious. You know, I heard it said once that the angels fly because they take themselves lightly.